Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's the Kitty G, and I'm back again with another video. And today we're going to be talking about the match preview for Wolves versus Arsenal. Yes, we're going to be talking about Wolverhampton Wanderers at home against the mighty Arsenal. And you know what? We haven't been so mighty lately, but you know what? We've turned around our season a little bit, winning almost every single game since the Chelsea game, drawing once against Crystal Palace. You know what? You love to see it when we're on an upturn of form, and hopefully we can continue the upturn of form until until the end of the season. But of course, there's going to be highs and lows. Video now. First things first. Let's get into it. What do we think is going to happen in this game? What are we thinking to expect? What are we going to see? And also today is the deadline day, so we'll be going through all the stuff and the team news. We'll get into Aubameyang, Bukayo Saka. We'll get into all the things that possibly happen. We already know Jimenez has left to West Bromwich Albion. We already know Joe Willock has left, right? We know that Squadron Mustafi has left and joined his brethren in Said Kolasinac over in Schalke, and also we already know about my guy already leaving also, right? But today I got a Wolves fan with us. What's going on, buddy? 1 second. We got a Wolves fan with us today. We're going to be talking about Wolves versus Arsenal. How's it going, man?
I'm doing not too bad, mate. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. And you know what? Whenever I have guests on, I love to just always ask, what made you I honestly didn't think you were going to click on it so quick. Anyways, thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate it. What I was going to say was, what made you a Wolves fan in the first place? Did you grow up in Wolverhampton, near the stadium? How'd you get into it?
I'll tell you what, this is actually quite refreshing because it's nice to be asked that type of question. But no, to be fair, I was so it's been passed down from family to family. So my great granddad was a Wolves fan. Granddad was a Wolves fan. Dad's a Wolves fan. I'm a Wolves fan as well. Basically, what happened was, so I grew up in. I was born just outside Wolverhampton in Stafford. Lived in Wolverhampton till I was about 3 or 4. Since then, I've lived in Norfolk, and yeah, it's just been passed down from generation to generation. But yeah, I was about to say I can luckily say fourth generation Wolves fan, and I've ever since, like, you know, we're able to go to games. I've been to at least one Wolves game every year since 2005.
Yo, that's sick. That's sick. And you know what? They've built the stadium a lot recently, right? Or because it looked like it changed a lot from when. Because I was looking at pictures from a couple of years ago, and it's completely different.
Oh, we rebuilt. I think we rebuilt one of the stands behind the goal in 2000. Oh, what was the year of it? 2012. Yeah, 2012. And yeah, basically they were going to do a massive refurbishment at that moment in time, but yeah, they haven't. I think we're still waiting, to be fair, on plans regarding that. But yeah, you're right. It has changed quite a lot, to be fair.
Yeah, and you have your own channel?
I don't actually. I don't. I just I appear on so I appear on the Wolves channel talking Wolves, and basically for the last couple of weeks it seems like I've just been shouting into my phone, to be honest with you, because it's not been good. But yeah, best bet is probably check them out, because although I am going to do a YouTube, it's just a case of I'm just going to wait and see what happens, really.
Okay, that would be sick. That would be sick. And yeah, man. So I'm an Arsenal fan. Obviously, Kesh is an Arsenal fan. We've been supporting the club a lot, almost my whole entire life. I got into it in the early 2000s, late 90s, right? And Kesh, I'm not sure, you were born into it. You supported your whole life, right? So yeah, that's just a little bit of our story. And you know what? Wolves, since we last played you, a lot has changed. Of course, the injury to Jimenez changed your whole entire season. And is it true you guys might be linked to Diego Costa?
I wish we was. No, we weren't. Basically, there was a rumor that we was interested in him. That was shut down immediately, and we've signed William Jose as the replacement, and he's actually looked quite good, to be fair. But Diego Costa with us, it's one of them where it looks like it'd be a match made in heaven, but at the same time, we all know what he's like. He is one of those type of physical strikers where it probably caused a disruption in the dressing room, and our manager probably didn't want that. But yeah, I'm actually quite gutted we didn't get him, to be fair.
Yeah, we got a comment here from Matt. Says Wolves not the same without Jimenez. Pretty much since that last game when he had the cranium injury. What kind of injury was it again? Fractured skull.
It's fractured his skull, yeah.
Wow, like since that, it's obviously a life-threatening injury. Luckily, he's okay. He's back training by himself, I'm hearing, right?
Yeah, so he's back. He's back training by himself. I think he's been in training for a good couple of weeks. So the positive signs are good. I wouldn't say I necessarily agree with the comment where Wolves have not been the same since Jimenez, because the problems for me have elided even when Jimenez has played.
Yeah, start of the season. Yeah,
start of the season, we started off okay, and then it just seemed as though the Jimenez injury it's definitely not helped us. But at the same time, you look at every other team in the league, they haven't had their best strikers, best players haven't been available, and it's just been a combination of really poor tactics. And it's the fact we've won one game since we played you lot, and we've lost 7 others. I mean, kind of just showed like worst form in the league as well. I mean, it just screams out an Arsenal victory, to be honest with you.
I think it also didn't help that TROOPZ had such a dire start to the season as well, compared to last season.
100%. It's a problem with him because at the start of the season, we didn't have a right wing back. We just sold Doherty, and there wasn't really a replacement lined up. So Adama was playing as a wing back, which he is not a wing back. He's an out and out winger, and like it just seems like, and you'll notice this a lot tomorrow if Adama plays. So he has got everyone knows he's got all of the pace in the world, and he can beat a man one-on-one. What he does is he's on the right wing. He will slow right down, and he allows the defender to get into position. And by that point, you've already got 2 players on him, and his crossing this season has really been dire. So you'll probably notice that quite a lot as well. And whoever the left back is going to have a field day, to be honest with you.
Do you feel like it was his crossing, or do you feel like at times I felt like Jimenez's movement allowed Traore to misplace the pass and he would still somehow catch it?
I think it's a combination of the two as well. And then you could also probably go back to the system as well. Because Adama's game, we all know, is when he gets going, there's only a couple of ways you can stop him. That's either stop him at his first touch or just foul him. And it just seems as though, like, even with like Jimenez's movement was an absolute godsend towards Adama. But at the same point, like the amount of diagonal balls we used to play from Connor Cody and Ruben Neves towards Adama, those have dried up. So whenever you stop another asset of their game, where getting the balls out wide to Adama, beat his man, I think that's where another problem lies as well. And I just think he's very, very close falling into the trick of being a one-trick pony. His shooting is really, really good. Like his heading of a ball is very good. Just no one else can see it, to be honest.
I think also one of the problems I've noticed is you haven't really got that combination that you had going last season with the Moutinho and Neves. You kind of switched it moving forward from the start of the season.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. The problems this season is João Moutinho's legs have gone.
Yeah.
Like every time he plays in the midfield, like, and I'm sure you've seen it over the years with Arsenal players when they get older, they become a lot more cynical, don't they? Like the technical ability goes, so they become more cynical to add to the fact that they're losing their legs. Moutinho's falling into that case as well, where that's going to be happening week in, week out. Ruben Neves has been absolutely superb. I mean, he's really started to pick it up the last couple of weeks, but we don't have anyone to play next to him that's good. I mean, Dendoncker has about 10 chances a game, and that doesn't seem to put him away.
That chance, he was not playing last game.
He was.
You not played. Someone played a ball to him on the edge of the box. I'm trying to think what team he played.
Was it Chelsea?
I think, it was Chelsea. It was a crossfield ball, and his touch just let him down, and someone just took it off his feet.
Mate, he does that every game. Like he will get opportunities in every single game. The only problem is he doesn't seem to know what he's doing. Like in regards to the final third, like the amount of chances that he gets. Remember when we played you lot as well? I mean, I think it was relating to the first goal I think Neto scored, where it was like the cross has come in and Dendoncker's missed an opportunity. That's what he's done. I mean, if he was clinical, we'd have 10 goals this season, but I don't think he's got any at all.
You know, the thing about it is also, where do you guys, I know in Football Manager it says you literally just sign Portuguese players, but is that your scouting? Is that literally where you guys go scouting? It's just go get Portuguese players. The super agent, what's his name?
George Mendes.
George Mendes does everything, and you guys just chill. He literally has an office in your club. Is that true?
It does seem that way, to be honest with you. I don't know how to describe it. It's like Mendes has been, I wouldn't say he's like someone who, you know, he's not got an official ownership at the club or like an official like role, because ultimately that'd be against sort of like Premier League rules and
Yeah.
everything. It seems as though like our ownership model, basically, I can't think of any other team that would do this, but our owners are in charge of the transfer policy. And it seems as though our transfer policy is just phone up Mendes, see who's available, and it just so happens we only get Portuguese or Portuguese-speaking players.
Like it works though. It works because I think it's more to do with he controls that market in Portugal, so
Yes,
he's got most of the gems that you will find before they blow up. And
yeah.
if you're able to get in young players, despite whatever nationality they are, you're gonna go for it because you look at the likes of the Pedro Neto, Yotto that's just gone. They've come in and they've done an incredible job. They've played to an exceptional level. They've raised the profile of your club. So I don't really see any complaints there, really.
No, there isn't. There shouldn't be any complaints really. I think the only complaint really comes when that seems to be whenever you're going to be relying on that model and it doesn't seem to have worked.
Yeah.
That's
Can you then adapt? Can you then adapt and go to something else?
which is where I don't think we will be able to.
Okay, so let's go to this question first. Josh asks, "What do you think of the? What do you think of what?
What do you think of the
I think he's probably meant to put
our
R.
transfer window? Yeah.
Oh, R. Okay, yeah. I thought the transfer window, to me, I don't know about you, but I thought getting out a lot of the players we got out and getting in the short-term solutions, I can't give it a 10. I can't give it an 8 or a 9. What I can give it is a 7 or a 6. So I'm going to give it a 7 based on the fact that I didn't expect anything. I didn't go into this with any expectations getting any players in. I'm just proud that we've gotten out all a majority of the dead wood. And I'm happy that we got some short-term solutions. So in the summer, we can go in for long-term targets. What do you think, Kesh?
You know what? I don't give credit for doing the obvious because it was the obvious thing to do. But I can acknowledge it and say they've done the right thing because for so many years we've been saying we need to get rid of the likes of Mustafi and so many other players, and they've gone and done the job that many before them wouldn't do. They bit the bullet and just said, you know what, we're going to lose money here, just let them go now, innit? And let's just see where we can go in the summer. Obviously, we're going to have a bit more money to play with wages in terms of wages and things like that. So we might have a bit more room to go and get the targets that we saw that we got our number one target in Partey and Gabriel. And if you're going for your number one target, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I'm happy with Odegaard. To me, he's just cover for so we have more options. And I wanted to ask you, did Wolves get any big signings through the door this window? I'm not too familiar with all the moves you've got made over there.
Yeah, we signed William Jose on loan from Real Sociedad. Very good hold-up play. The best way I can describe him, he's very, very similar to like a Giroud type player, really. He's someone who can hold up the play and he can bring others into the game. Yeah. But other than that, we have not improved anywhere else. Our problem probably lies with the defence, and like we haven't got a creative midfielder either. We're in at the moment in time, we're in the worst form in the league. It's pretty obvious how to play against Wolves, and it's the fact like we've gone from. I remember we played Arsenal last season, and you beat us 2-0 in. I think it was it the fourth game after lockdown or something like that.
Yeah.
People were talking about Wolves were in this in the top 4 race. Arsenal play us, and I've never seen a team more dominate us more. It was in quite a big bottle game. But since then we've gone from that position to being 2 points away from 17th place. Yeah. And it's like the sudden drop-off's been mental.
I remember that game after lockdown. I remember when we were facing you guys away, everyone saying, "Oh, Arsenal's going to lose." Like the way you guys were being sold to us now was that you guys solidified yourselves as a top team in the Premier League, and it's like no one can mess with you guys anymore. And Jimenez and Traore, and especially Traore, he was on a big purple patch before lockdown.
He was.
After lockdown, it's like I don't remember him doing as much.
But with that though, I think it's kind of like unfair criticism that they failed to get the top 4. I feel like lockdown kind of interrupted the team's progress, just like it did with Sheffield United. I'm so confident that Sheffield United would have got Champions League football last year if it wasn't for the lockdown. Honestly,
Wait, Sheffield United? What are you talking about?
Sheffield United, I believe they would
You
have got
said
top four.
Champions League. That's why.
Champions League, yeah. So
Sheffield
I
United
believe
will get Champions League.
last year, I believe they would have
You
got
mean
it.
Leicester, right?
No, Sheffield United. I keep repeating.
Sheffield United last season were
Would
very,
have
very
got
good.
Champions League. I'm being dead serious.
You think Sheffield United would have finished in the top 4?
I do. I genuinely do.
With the way that they were going, especially their form, like it didn't seem as though like they knew how to grind out results, and they just kept like improving game on game. They genuinely could easily have done it before the lockdown.
I think lockdown spoiled that. Lockdown ruined that.
Guys, are we? I thought for a second you were saying Leicester, because I understand if you made a point for Leicester, but Sheffield United, really, you're giving them that much credit?
I'm giving them that much credit, and that's one of the reasons why they decided to stick with Wilder, because he done an exceptional job.
Oh my God, I can't believe this. Do you guys agree with Kesh? Do you guys agree? Oh man, I don't even know. But yo, man, I don't know.
If you look at it, Chelsea climbed up there, Man United climbed up there. I believe they could have got it.
I completely forget, man. But yeah, when it comes to Wolves, is there any fears for Wolves that you guys could get dragged into the race for relegation ever, or do you guys feel like you guys are now solidified as a Premier League club? You don't have to worry about that ever again, or is there fans that still have that skepticism?
I think we should. Our fan base is very, very weird. That's the best way I can describe it. We're in that position where it's now being looked at as to say, get 40 points, stay up this season, and then who knows, see if we can progress for the future. Our problem for me lies where we don't seem to have like the bottle, like the character to go through the big games. And I think that's been a problem ever since. I'd even go back to our first season back in the Premier League, the FA Cup semi-final against Watford. The way we, in my opinion, we went out of Europe. I mean, no one expected Wolves to go massively, massively far. The way we went out with like 23% possession and no shots on target for a game. That for me was a big turning point, is to say, look, we can't do it in the big games that matter. And with the way that everyone else below us is picking form, and even today in the window, everyone else below us has managed to improve their team. With us, we bought in one piece about a couple of weeks ago, where we knew we should have had more pieces in. I mean, 2000, when we first got promoted to the Premier League, we missed out on an opportunity to sign Ruben Diaz for 20 million. I mean, look at that right now. That's not proven to be bad for Man City. But yeah, to say I'm worried to be in that position, especially against, in my opinion, probably an informal, much improved Arsenal team from when we last played you. I mean, you look streets ahead of what you were. I'm just worried that, Arsenal are going to, I wouldn't say destroy us, but, certainly take us to the cleaners.
You guys do any deadline moves, or is not like outs or ins at all? Because I've seen that you did. You said you brought in a striker, but did you do anything? Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So we bought in a striker a couple of weeks ago. We have not bought anyone in today. We've loaned out some under 23 players. I think Luke Matheson, one of them maybe, but yeah, we haven't improved. That's the reality of it.
Yeah, so I remember when we last did. I remember we did a combined 11 last time we played Wolves. Cash, remember that? And people were saying if you do a combined 11 with Wolves, you're not even going to get 5 Arsenal players into a combined 11, because obviously rivals do this where they banter us whenever it comes to any team. They say this about Leicester, they say this about Wolves, they even tried to say it the other day about Southampton, right? They're like, how many players really get into the Southampton Arsenal combined 11? But when you, as a Wolves fan, do you feel like a lot of Arsenal players will get into your team? Oh, what happened? What? Man cut. Oh no, someone probably called them. But yeah.
There it is.
Oh no, he's back. He's back. Yeah, did you hear what I said?
Well, I caught a bit of it. Sorry about that. I pressed the wrong button.
No, I was saying though, how many players do you think would get into a Arsenal Wolves combined 11?
Ooh, would you include injured players like Jimenez and everything, or is it players that are available now?
I would say if Jimenez was in the team, he would get in. So do you want to do that?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it based on if I think players, would be
Okay.
fit enough. Right.
So what about this? If Aubameyang, we're going based on if Aubameyang was fit and firing. Also,
for me, yes, Aubameyang is in there straight away. I'm trying to think who would be in there because I'd make a case for Ruben Neves.
Definitely.
I'd certainly make a case.
I'll put Connor Cody in there.
people in the comment section, give us your combined 11s also.
I'd more put Willy Bolly in there if you was going to put any Wolves defender in. Connor Cody's been poor for weeks and he's
Really?
not improving. Yeah, I wouldn't. I can see why people would put him in there, but I wouldn't. But I'd probably say Bolly because I think Arsenal were linked with him at one point. I wouldn't say Bolly. I think Leno's better than Patricio.
You see, that is one. Can I stop you right there? That is one.
Yeah.
The earlier fixture when people were saying Leno and Bolly, Leno and Patricio, everyone was saying Patricio because back then Leno, we just sold Martinez. Leno was absolutely having a shit show at times, and people were only remembering Leno for his bad performances. They weren't remembering for his good performances. And I almost feel like, not to make fun of the club, but when you're at a top 6 club, the pressure is a lot more, and everything is more looked at in more detail. So people might not realize. Does Patricio make any big mistakes that have cost you any points this season?
Yeah, Newcastle won.
Newcastle won straight away.
The prick lost me 1,400.
Yeah, that was horrendous.
I was there celebrating. It was 4 minutes left, and I thought, cool, well done. And he concedes a free kick like that.
It was a free kick at the end. You're thinking, please don't. But Rui's got a habit of it's last 2 seasons. I would have said Rui Patricio, that debate, but this season, he's got a mistake in him every game.
He's getting old though. He is getting old. People forget that he's been around the block for quite a while now. He's probably coming to the end of his twilight of being one of the best keepers.
I mean, Christ, he's had a massive his prime has been ridiculously long as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the fact of it seems so from what I've seen anyway, if Arsenal produce any shots hit hard and low, they're gonna score. But I think to go back to the original point where it's how many Wolves players are getting Arsenal, for me, I'd say Jimenez probably. I wouldn't even make a debate for Adama. Neves, Bolly.
Neto.
I'd make a debate for Neto straight away.
Mm-hmm.
You have Neto one side. You could have.
What about Saka?
Aubameyang left.
Saka or Neto?
Oh, I'm obviously going to be biased, but I'd say just based on how much he's improved this season, the fact he is getting better and better every single game, Pedro Neto, he just can do things with ball you don't see. But I really, really like Saka. He is such a good footballer.
Okay, so let's just make it simple for the people because we're going all over the place. Goalkeeper, are we all in agreement? Leno.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Left back. Are we going back 3 or are we going back 4?
Oh, should we go back 4?
We only play back 4 now. We used to play back 3. So I would say back 4, left back. Tierney.
I think he can go for a back 3,
Yeah, but then you're going to put Tierney in back 3. Okay.
No, not necessarily. You can play in wing back.
Because we play bit of both. We play the 4 or 5, so it's.
You can play him wherever. He could be so Bolly.
I'd say Bolly in there, and then Gabriel maybe for you lot.
Only Gabriel,
Holding,
and Tierney.
Okay.
I'm not against that. That.
I would rather have Holding and then have Tierney on the left wing back.
Fair enough.
Would you take Holding, Saiss, or Connor Cody?
Ooh, I'd probably say if out of those, I wouldn't even say the one of them two. I'd probably say Max Kilman. He has been very, very good this season for us. He's been better than what Saiz has been. Saiz is a defender who makes mistakes but scores goals.
People are saying Semedo. Semedo, we haven't gotten to the right. Semedo plays on the left.
We played him left Saturday. He normally plays on the right. He's improving. He's getting better and better. But I wouldn't say he's better than what you've got.
We're including injured players, just so you guys know. That's why we're including Tierney. Okay, to be fair, if we do a back three, I feel like Connor Cody and Willy Bolly have to be in. Don't you agree? And then I'll go Rob Holding. And then I'll go Rob Holding. Left back, I'll go Tierney. Right back, I'll go Semedo.
Is he better than yours? Would you say?
Yeah.
Maybe not statistically.
Maybe not statistically, but I would put him in there.
Overall
have you still got Bellerin?
Yeah, we still got Bellerin.
Overall play is better than the Bellerin.
Nah, that's fair enough. We'll go Semedo then. How many midfielders do you play?
The thing is, Semedo was at Barcelona. The man. Yes, at Barcelona he was not doing well defensively at times, but their expectations are a lot higher than either of our clubs at this point.
He's not great on Doherty anyway.
Yeah,
and Doherty's done very well for you lot.
Partey and Neves.
Okay, so midfield, we had a question from someone in the comments. They said Moutinho or Partey?
Partey.
Ooh, Partey.
And then Neves next to him. And who we putting in? Who we putting? How are we going to do this? Are we going to go double pivot with a 10? Because that's how you guys played.
Yeah, we can do that.
Who's your number 10?
Who's our number 10?
People are agreeing with us about Kieran Tierney.
I'm trying to
think. Oh wait, there's a shout for Cedric. People are saying Cedric is better than Semedo. I disagree.
I disagree with that.
Good player, good squad player. That'd be it with Cedric, really. Again, good option to have. I'm trying to think who he plays on 10. We don't normally play with number 10. We normally just play like
10.
It's normally 5. It's normally like 5-2-3 if we play anything. So we've got two out and out wingers. Because I'd make a case if you was to have a Bamiyang and Byron. What's that? Sorry.
If you're gonna play a 10, it will have to be Podence.
Yeah, if you play a 10, you put Daniel Podence in. 100%. Daniel Podance's number 10 was against you.
I don't think Podence gets ahead of Saka.
Again, ahead of Saka, yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd completely agree with that. I'd make a debate for Neto.
Neto definitely gets in the team. Definitely.
Yo, do you guys feel like Podence gives you like Hazard type vibes? The way he dribbles and carries the ball forward.
Christ, he does. He really, really does. His problem is he's too inconsistent.
Yeah.
Definitely very inconsistent. You know what? That game, what was it, against Chelsea? He was absolutely playing around with those defenders. The way he was playing, that was embarrassing.
So I think he killed Havertz twice, and it's brilliant. We was looking at it, we're thinking, oh no, here we go. Like he's getting himself in these positions, but he does it at least once every game. Like he can always do a bit of magic, but honestly, like he's recently just come back from injury as well, so I wouldn't expect him to start. I'd be shocked if we do start him. But he is just in terms of dribbling, like there's no one better in our team at it than him.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this again, but this time I'm gonna share screen it. So it was Leno that we were gonna put in goal, right?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Is it? Can you guys see the combine 11 thing, or do you see the comment? Because my computer's so slow right now.
Combine 11.
I have so many tabs open. Okay, good. So Leno's in goal.
Yeah.
What's going on now?
Oh, here we go.
Okay, here we go.
There we go.
So Leno's in goal. Okay, so if we're going back four, are we doing two goalkeepers? I mean, two. Are you going to do two of the Wolves defenders, or are we going to put Holding in there?
I'd say Bolly Gabriel. Or if Holding's better, your best defender, then go Bolly or Holding. I wouldn't put another Wolves defender in there.
Well, why not Connor Cody? Everyone rates Connor Cody so highly.
Cody's got a really weird one because like his problem is like he can't defend, and as a centre back, that's not it's not that good.
He's a leader, isn't it, more than a defender?
Yeah, he is. He's a leader on the. Everyone wants a leader on the pitch. Connor Cody is a perfect leader to have, but Connor Cody is someone who has always got a mistake in him. Like every time he's in a 1v1 defensive battle, he never wins. He never wins. And when his diagonal balls aren't working, there's no point playing him. But I can see obviously why the hype, because he played for England and he scored. But since then, he's done nothing.
Mm.
So we agree Semedo over Cedric, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. And left back Tierney.
Why do I always spell Tierney's name wrong?
I think everyone does, to be fair.
Get it. I'm struggling right now. I'm so bad at spelling names. It's ridiculous. We're going to be here all day. Tierney. There we go. Okay, so midfield, we're going Neves.
Got Neves and Partey.
One second, let me just put Partey in first. There we go. And then next is. So how many other Wolves players get into this team? Because so far it's been pretty even.
I'd only say, in my opinion, I'd say two more, and that'd be for me Neto. See, I would throw a debate for Jimenez in there, but I can ultimately see Aubameyang. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If like I'm trying my best not to be as biased as possible.
You know what? I'm used to people being biased when it comes to against Arsenal. I'm so used to it, especially over the past couple months where we've been terrible. If we were going to play with 10, you guys don't play with a 10.
We don't play with a 10. That's right.
Is it unfair to say? Is it unfair to say Emile Smith-Rowe would be the best player in this position for both teams based on form?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right now, 100%. No, I'm not against that.
Okay. And then right winger, we're going Neto or
Saka. Saka right.
Saka.
Yeah, go Saka right. Again,
Okay, so we're putting Aubameyang up top, right?
No,
yeah, go on then.
I'm never putting Aubameyang up top.
Who are you putting up top?
I see like is it.
Okay, what are we doing here? Are we doing form?
If you're going off form, then an Arsenal player should be up front.
Okay.
That's not up for debate.
We're going based on form, Cash. Neto gets in over Aubameyang.
Of course. I said that. Aubameyang gets nowhere near this.
Where is he?
I probably should have put Pedro.
Neto should be the one. Basically, he doesn't have a beard. It's like he looks really young in it.
You should have put Pedro Neto, bro.
There you go. So that's what we have right there. Can you guys see it all?
Top 4 team.
What?
I think that that team would genuinely be a lot in the debate for the top 6.
Yeah, definitely.
Debate for the top 6. I feel like with Pedro Neto, Ruben Neves, Willy Bolly, Semedo. So we only got 4 Wolves players into this team. I think people in the comment section would definitely say there should be more Wolves players into this team, I think.
The only reason why there isn't very, very similar. Like I think the reason why there isn't more than 4 is ultimately we're basing it off form, and on form we're not great.
Oh, 1 second, Samuel's in the cut. Let me add Samuel. Sorry, Samuel, I didn't see you till now.
What's going on? How's it going?
What's going on, bro?
Everything's good. Everything's
Everything's
good.
blessed, bro. So yeah, we're just showing the team, the combined 11 that we came up with. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good combined 11. I'm not gonna lie.
You know
Now,
what? I got a question for the Wolves fans here.
1 second. Somebody said Connor Cody over Holding all day long.
Can you?
No, no.
I
No,
mean,
go on, lad.
I'd say, Bibb, I'll say Cody is better than Holding though, so I'll put him over there. He's got more ability.
I can understand the point that you're making, but I'd also say as well, like, in terms of, like, if you compare Holding to Connor Cody, like, Rob Holding can actually hold his own somewhat defensively, whereas Cody cannot defend 1v1 situations. So, yeah, he's a good player to have if you play 5 at the
I
back.
agree, and that's why because listen, a player that can't defend 1v1 and the formation that you got play with a 3 at the back. I know you switched from it recently, but I do feel the 3 at the back helps him massively, the defender, compared
does,
to him
yeah.
playing there too.
I mean, he got substituted against West Brom when we lost a derby. For me, that kind of says an awful lot when you're subbing off your centre half captain because he wasn't having a good game and he was giving away silly fouls. I think he gave away 2 penalties as well. He's always got a silly foul on him. Like, you'll notice this tomorrow as well. Every time we'll get the ball, like, say for example, does Lacazette play up front still for you lot?
Yeah.
So if Lacazette gets the ball, Lacazette will turn on the halfway line and Cody will foul him, and then you just go high up the pitch because of that.
Yeah, how
Every
Rob
game.
Holding's not in the England team, I don't know. Right now, Rob Holding should get a shot for the England team. Facts.
How much money would you put for Connor Cody giving away a penalty tomorrow?
Yo, someone said put Prudence. 1 second, let's move on from that. Prudence for Emil Smith Rowe.
I don't think so.
On form at the moment, I wouldn't say so. If you're going off ability, purely ability, I would say Prudence. And if Prudence in better form, I'd make a debate for it. But bear in mind, he's just come back from injury and he's been poor in the last couple of games. And let's not forget Smith Rowe has essentially come out of, like, we all knew he was talented. I don't think anyone knew he was as talented as this early on. And for me, Smith Rowe, is that player that you play behind the striker.
Yeah.
If you look at Smith Rowe's, I think his last 11 games for Arsenal, he's had about 7 goal assist contribution in those all those games he's played for Arsenal. So as a player,
4 of them have been Saka.
That's a player that's always put in a performance when he plays.
Also, also in the past couple of years, I mean, Ruben Neves. I remember in the 17-18 season, your final season in the Championship.
Yeah.
And when he came up, your first season, I mean, Ruben Neves. I mean, everyone seems to have interest in him. No one's that into him anymore. Has he dipped recently, or he just gone under the radar?
I think it's a weird one because, like, the Championship season that he had, I mean, I've never seen a midfielder play that good. Like, mate, it was just like we pissed that league. And then we last couple of seasons, I just think it's more down to the bad form. And, like, I'm very surprised no big clubs in for him because every time you see him play, you can see that he's got the ability to do it. The problem that he's got is the system isn't ruining him. So Ruben Neves is someone who, if he gets the ball in, like, the centre of midfield, he'll ping them left, right and centre. He throws in a Scholes type midfielder, but he's been asked to play more defensive. And if you play someone more defensive when the game is, about switching the play, starting possessions off again, he's obviously going to look really bad because you're not playing to his strengths. But I can understand with, like, people, talking about his form dipped and everything. His form did dip for a little bit because of the system. But last couple of games he's been playing, he's been really, really good. Like, he's been our best player by a mile.
What is the biggest weakness in your team? Would you say it's your creativity?
There's a lot. I'll start. Oh, hello.
Because a team with Neto, Prudence, and all these guys who are just, to me, they scream creativity and, like, get you off your feet players. Like, you guys have all these players that I look at and I'm like, you know what? A team like Wolves, no offense, should not have all these players that are this good. but at the same time, you don't have anybody really in the middle of the park like that.
I'd 100% agree with you. Our problem is when like I'm sure you see many teams where they set up on a very defensive base, and
Yeah.
the amount of times where we played, our attacking intensity is rubbish. Like our attacking options are essentially Pedro Neto, Daniel Ponance, and whoever's the striker, or Adama if he's playing on the ring. And it's just three
Yeah.
players attacking when everyone else is defending. You can't
Mm.
rely on three players against, obviously, you've got a defensive mid, you've got a back four to deal with. It's 3v6 every opportunity. And we've got a static midfield who every time get the ball just is way too slow with it. Like, we don't have that creative force that you can pick up the ball in the middle and, create problems. I think another problem as well is the defence. I mean, we kept, I think, 2 clean sheets since October. And that was even with a back 5 as well as a back 4. Like, we can't keep a clean sheet to save our life. Our way of defending is about stick, about, every single man behind the ball. And every time there's a set piece, just put everyone back, boot it back up, and then you're under even more pressure. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
You know what, Bibb, one thing I'll say, when your first 2 seasons, they were unbelievable. And usually you've gone backwards. So usually in the first season, you be in this position like 14th to 13th. Then the second year you go up to 7th, 6th, and then you move on from there. But you've done the opposite. You've started off
I
good
think-
and you've done bad.
You have to take into consideration though that they haven't got the biggest squad, and they've also been playing in Europa League as well. So we all know that it's a factor to why most teams perform poor the following season after Europe. You've seen it with the likes of who was it in it before? Leicester. It's only this season where Leicester's actually done quite well and kept the pace up. So if you don't improve on your squad, which Wolves should have done, but their Europa League spot came at the wrong time. It's unfortunate that COVID and everything, so it kind of ruined everything for them going into the season. So
1 second.
I think you have to cut them a bit of slack.
Yeah, I completely get that. I was gonna just go into the team news and team sheets and everything. And before I do that, let me pull this up. So yeah, there has been some news, guys. Obviously, Ainsley Maitland-Niles has moved on to West Bromwich Albion on loan for the remainder of the season. Right, Joe Willock has also joined Newcastle on loan until the end of the season. Squadron Mustafi has terminated his contract and joined Schalke on loan. We have Zach Medley has moved to Killmonger on loan, right? Whatever. Where did I get that from? That's from Hunger Games or something, right?
Killmonger,
and then I wanted to go. What did I say?
Killmonger.
Bro, I'm not from here. Just keep it simple. No, Aubameyang. I put this in the title of the video before I change the title, so I want to make sure I get it out before we end off the stream. Aubameyang is one of the players who has now returned to full training, right? So we don't have to worry after supporting his family. So big up to him and taking care of his mom and his family. That's your family, man. Family comes first. Dani Ceballos, left calf injury, returns to full training and will be available for Tuesday's match. Pablo Marie has returned to full training and will be assessed ahead of Tuesday's match. Did it say the same thing? Oh yeah, will be assessed for Dani Ceballos also. Matt Ryan just came from Brighton and he's already injured. He has a right hip injury, unavailable for Tuesday's match. Hopefully he'll be back in full training in the coming days. That's just such an Arsenal signing. We always sign injured players. Right hip injury for Saka. Missed Saturday's game due to hip soreness. Bukayo Saka has returned to full training. His availability will be assessed ahead of Tuesday's match. Kieran Tierney continues to be assessed for discomfort in his lower leg. Kieran Tierney is unavailable for Tuesday's match. And to me, that is the biggest blow out of all the players that we named.
I think most of those players will be available, will be in contention. Probably just Mari and Tierney that will be missing, in my opinion.
You know what? The whole Aubameyang thing, we already know why he was missing. The man went to Portugal, or was it Portugal? And they when he came back, they told him you have to quarantine for some days. So it's like, what? He's like, I didn't know I had to quarantine. He's like, he's like, I'm an elite player.
The UK announced that anyone coming from a listed country that's basically got the high COVID cases, you have to isolate in hotels for about 14 days. So that's why.
Bro, in Canada, they're fining people 2,000 and telling them if you come, you're Canadian or not Canadian, you're still getting fined. And I'm like, okay, parents, I'm not coming. I'm not coming anytime soon. But yeah, I'll go to Wolves now. I'm on whoscored.com, and whoscored is telling us there's a bunch of players out. How many of these guys are most likely to be out? So you got...
Wow. There's going to be quite a few. Jeez, didn't know it was that bad.
So it looks like you just here. It says you got it looks like you got 4 players out.
Yeah, Marcel's going to be out for a long time. Like he's I think he just recently had surgery. I think he got injured against Spurs. Aït-Nouri, he got injured against Chelsea, was substitute at half time. He I think he's only going to be out for a couple of weeks, but he's been back in training. Jimenez, we obviously all know about.
Yeah.
Johnny has been probably our most consistent performer since being in the Premier League. Really, he our left back. He's back in full train. I think he tore his quad against Olympiacos. So I'm not sure about him. Sois has been out for weeks. Wait, Neves. I haven't heard that one, to be honest. Nuno in his presser today said that the same players who we previously had that were available, that were previously injured, are still going to be injured. There hasn't been any change on that front, but I haven't heard anything.
Neves is... what? Okay, so it says Ruben Neves is expected to sit out Arsenal's work on following the birth of his child.
Yeah, that makes sense now. That makes sense. I think he sat out on Saturday as well. I didn't think he was injured. But yeah,
he's saying he may elect to go for a back 3.
It wouldn't surprise me if he did go back 3. But I think Sois being out injured as well. Like he's had quite a good season, to be fair. That's not good news. But yeah, it's quite a number of injuries. But you live by a small squad, you die by a small squad, I say.
You know what? Sometimes having a small squad is not the worst thing. Because the one thing Arsenal did not have over the past couple of years is cohesion. We do not have a set of players.
No, it's different. I don't think you can base. They've got a small squad. Arsenal's just got a very large squad that no one else in the league has. It was at like 35, not 35, I mean like 33 players. You know what I mean? So you can't really.
I got you. Okay, so guys, what I'm about to do is we always do our score predictions. So what do you think the score prediction is going to be, and then I'll reveal what WhoScored thinks the score prediction is going to be. So I'll start with our guest.
Hello. Let's go. I'm gonna go 0-0. I'm gonna go 0-0.
You know,
0-0. People in the comments, give us your score predictions. Yep. Continue, Samuel.
I think, you know what, we can't. Arsenal never have back-to-back 0-0s. I don't think that's possible. I'm gonna say 2-1 Arsenal. I think Pedro Neto will score first. I think in like the first minute, second minute, around there, like last week against Southampton. Then we're gonna equalize before half-time, before hopefully Saka gets the winner in like the 50th or 60th minute.
Okay.
I believe it's going to be 3-1. I was going into this game. At first, I thought 2-0, but there's so many key players missing. You probably have to switch to another system. You've been switching systems for the last 3-4 games, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been inconsistent. We don't know our best team still.
Yeah, it all depends. I think if we go with a strong lineup, and if Saka is in the team, I'm gonna go for 3-1. If he's not, then I'm gonna go for 2-0.
No, I'm gonna go for 2-0. No, I can't do that. I always do 2-0. I'm gonna be realistic here. I think we're gonna keep a clean sheet, but it might be an ugly game where we just nick a 1-0 win.
Mm-hmm.
You know what happens?
3-2.
You realize how optimistic you are when you continuously pick the same score. You're like, you're crazy. Because even when we were bad, I'm like, you know what? I think we're gonna win today 2-1. When we're good, I'm like, I think we're gonna win like 3-0. And then when we're on decent form, I'm like 2-1 again. So it's like you never every game it's almost like it just goes to show how confident you are in your team. Some people are saying 4-1. Some people are saying 3-2 to Wolves. Some people are saying 1-1 draw. You got 2-1 to Arsenal, 4-1. People are
move
saying
on.
it's jokes. People are saying 4-0 Wolves.
Bloody hell.
People are getting at Samuel. I see a bunch of Wolves emojis. Bro, you brought your pack with you today.
We have indeed. I was about to say they follow me everywhere we go.
and then what else we got? We got another one here saying 3-1 Arsenal. Someone saying 4-1 Arsenal. 1-1. Wow, I don't know where all the confidence is coming from. I don't know where all the confidence
Not
is
good
coming
sign.
from. Okay,
Some
I'm
of the
gonna throw
confidence
this
isn't for
question
us.
to I'm gonna throw this question to Kesh, Samuel, and then finally our guest before we go. I'm the most scared of, if I'm going to be honest, from the Wolves team. I think Pedro Neto is the one guy who scares me the most, because the man, not only is he on set pieces, right, but he's also their man who drives the game forward, drives their attack, drives everything that they do that I see that goes well. Him and Prudence. So if I was gonna say, if I didn't say Prudence, it's gonna be Neto. And for me, Neto is their main man and their main guy you have to stop. I know it's impossible to stop somebody when they're on set pieces and everything, because them times you have to just wish and luck, hope and pray that they don't deliver a good ball. But this guy, if you get on him early, show him some physicality, maybe he's one of those players who can buckle. But from what I've seen, he's an absolute baller, and I'd love to have him at Arsenal, man. What do you got? Kesh, who would you take? And who would you say is their biggest problem?
It's got to be Pedro. That's their biggest danger, man. I watched their last game and he was getting frustrated quite a lot because what he was doing, he was driving forward and he wasn't getting any support. And you can see the frustration every single time because what was happening, he's driving, and because there's no one else in attack, the opposition's then doubling up on him. So I feel if Wolves go out there with the same tactics and not giving any support, then it'll be very easy to control. All depends.
Oh man, WSL, you're joking, right? Man saying he's the confidence because Odegaard is gonna bang a hat trick. Yeah, I know he's joking. Okay. Samuel, who you worried about?
I think it's got to be Prudence. I mean, everyone's going about, Pedro Neto, but I think Prudence is the real issue. I've seen him play, since lockdown when they broadcast Wolves games, and he's a real good player. Where did he get him from? Was it Braga?
Olympiacos.
Olympiacos.
Olympiacos, yeah. He's a real serious player, I think. You know what? In a couple of years, I think he will be at a top club in Italy, maybe Inter Milan, maybe somewhere like in Dortmund. I think he's that good. So we got to watch out for him.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I would take both Prudence and Neto at Arsenal. Facts.
Yeah, of course.
Way better than Pepe.
Yeah, Neto is better than Pepe. Yeah.
No, Pepe. We do Pepe a disservice, but you know what? At times, these guys, you can't lie. Their recruitment has been great. Now, from Arsenal, who would you say is the biggest problem?
There's quite
Who
a
would you
lot.
want? What?
There's quite a few. There's quite a few problems.
No, man, you're too kind. You're too kind.
No, I'm only saying.
I feel like he's coming over to our house and he's complimenting everything, even though it's not that nice.
No, to be fair, I'm just being like honest, really, with my team. Now, here's the best way to describe. I'd probably, obviously, depending if he plays, it has to be Saka. But then again, if Lacazette plays, like Lacazette has always been a problem against us. Like he just plays our defence, like. And ultimately, if Arsenal are going to dictate the ball, which I think is probably going to happen, all about the dictating of the possession, then I think that, Lacazette's going to get in those areas where you've got to be switched on at all times. Like, I just can't see us doing it, to be honest.
Guys, look at this burner account.
Oh,
it's definitely your account.
No, it's not. It's not.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
That's
man, this is
incredible.
actually hilarious. Big Gunner's in the house. Big up to Big Gunner. Big up to
Big one
WSL.
off.
Sorry, man, I cut you off. What were you say? You can, if you can remember
So,
what you were about to say.
yeah, let's try and take it back. No, I'd probably say Lacazette would probably be my biggest worry. I'd also probably, and just want to go back to the point about set pieces. Considering the amount of set pieces we get in the game, we actually do nothing. It's quite funny, actually. Every time we go short, it just goes straight back to the opposition. So I don't think you need to worry about that. But no, I'll tell you what, I'm going to change my prediction. I'm going to be confident now. I've gained a bit of confidence now, and I think we're going to scrape a 1-0 win, kicking and screaming.
Yeah. And yo, man, Bibi, how do you pronounce your name, by the way?
So Bibby.
Yeah, like
Like-
Mike Bibi.
Yeah, exactly, like Mike Bibby, famous.
Yeah, basketball player.
Yeah, I was trying to think who he played for.
Sacramento
and I couldn't
Kings.
remember. That's
Sacramento
it. That's
Kings.
it.
Yeah, he played for a lot of teams, actually. Sacramento Kings, everybody else. But yo, Kesh, do you have any questions before we go?
No, pretty straightforward.
Guys in the comment section, do you have
Yeah.
do you have any questions, guys? Throw in your questions now or forever hold your forever hold your peace. And yo, Samuel, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, Bibi, do you think you're gonna finish in the top 10 this season, as of right now?
Not a chance. I think that there is a couple of factors that would be able to do it, and I think with the current form that we're on, and the fact it doesn't look like there's any improvement, for me, I think we're getting very close to sacking Nuno. I think just because of like the whole, I know
What?
that he's achieved. Yeah. Hear me out on this one. So the reason why I'd say that is just because, like, if you look at the squad that we've got, we haven't exactly lost a huge amount of players, and the squad isn't exactly getting any younger. His tactical decisions in every single game is questionable at best, and every time I've seen him in Chelsea, like, he's achieved a lot of good things for us. But if you talk about the good, you've also then got to talk about the bad as well. And he's getting to that point where he's getting close to taking us as far as he possibly can. And I just think that if it was like a mid-table position, then fair enough. But to potentially be, if we lose to Arsenal tomorrow, be probably as low as 17th in the league, that's not good. That's not good at all.
Oof. You think after all he's done for you, you're gonna sack him? I mean, that's
Yeah.
a little disrespectful. if
No,
I'm being honest.
I can understand why you think it's disrespectful. I just think on the same point as well, there's a lot of sentimental value, and the one thing that probably got us where we were is we were very, very brutal with a lot of decisions that we made. It took us a long time to find a manager to get us out of that next level and then achieve us. First season we overachieved. Second season, you could probably say there's an element of overachievement. But towards the end of that season, I think we was like 7 or 8 points clear of Spurs, finished below them. And this season it's just carried on very similar to last season. Just we just can't pick up performances and results to say our life. But I can ultimately see why you'd say it's disrespectful.
Okay, so what happened to Traore?
What happened to him? He can't. I really don't. I can't put my finger on it because there's more than one factor. Really, he's So at the start of the season, he had an injury. I think he had an injury of his shoulder again, which is why they put the baby oil on him. And they genuinely do that to stop people grabbing him. It's brilliant. He's done his shoulder. He had a hamstring problem as well, but he kept playing every single game. I think he then picked up an injury against Chelsea and he was still playing. So I think he's been playing with a combination of knocks, injuries, and not in his best position.
Oh my god, these fake accounts in the chat, it's actually ridiculous. Okay, Spurs Chelsea predictions. Kesh.
I think it's gonna be a draw.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a draw.
Bibi.
I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw.
That's honestly to God, I've never seen a game that screams out more 1-1 in my life.
You know what? I'm gonna say 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay. People saying 1-1 in the chat. I think it's gonna go. I hate to say it, right? but I think this is gonna go to Spurs because I could see Spurs getting one over Chelsea and Mourinho just being like, you know what? If I'm gonna win one game, I'm gonna try to win these kind of games. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
That's
It'll be
like
difficult, sir. It'll be very difficult.
Even
Understand.
without Kane, I feel like he could do. Spurs could win this game, especially
It's
after
fine.
losing to Brighton.
It depends. It depends because what you're gonna find is Chelsea's gonna keep a lot of possession.
Yo, Bibi, you keep dropping your phone, bro.
Yeah, I
Chelsea's
don't
gonna
know
have
what's
a lot
going
of
on.
possession, and it's gonna be down to Tottenham for when they manage to overturn the ball to attack. And I just don't feel they're gonna attack that well to win the game.
You know, I obviously if I could have both teams lose, I would, but I don't know.
Game void
That's-
off. Everyone has a broken leg. It's a perfect result.
That's ideally what I would want, right? Bearded Gunner, yo, Egal.
That's a nice jersey. Thank you for that.
Yeah, Bearded Gunner is in the house. Big up to Bearded Gunner, man.
Yeah.
Big
You know
up to
what?
Bearded
Tomorrow
Gunner.
is I can see this. Like when we used to play Stoke back in the day, yeah, and we'll get absolutely bad. I see this going one or two ways. You know, Wolves being another
Hey,
Stoke.
Tosh, you got a fan. Go ahead.
I
What's
see
happening, boy?
Wolves being a Stoke to us. You know, just long throws and that being
That's
us
Russell.
one more or
Wish we
us
had a long
smashing
throw.
one.
Wish we had a long throw. No, we had Ryan Bennett who tried them, and
Yeah.
they were useless.
Apparently, we made a late inquiry about Junior Firpo. But it didn't go through.
I think
I
he'll
don't
go
want
to-
him.
Yeah,
What on a loan? You wouldn't want it.
Junior Firpo.
You wanted Bertrand, bro. I feel like what Junior Firpo.
Are you talking about the guy?
At Barca.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm mistaken.
Oh, the
Sorry.
left back.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought you were saying something else. My bad.
Listen, you know what? Of tomorrow's game, it could go either way now. I can see it. Just something happening right now. You know, it's one in you. Something happening. I know there's no fans in there, but
There's no excuse. There's no excuse.
Yeah.
No.
What I need to ask people: how is it? There's 125 of you guys, but all you guys haven't hit the like button. Too many free. Like the button, bro. What am I talking about?
Listen, we have to win that game tomorrow because it would be pointless winning one game. We do play with beat Southampton, then go to Man United, get a good point, and then go and lose. You can't go and lose now. You got to go and win.
You got to carry on your form.
Yo, Troy's in the house. I haven't seen Troy in a long time. Where's this Troy guy? Man comes in with this. Yeah, the wankathon's on another channel, man, not this one.
That's incredible.
Oh man, these people are ruthless. Yeah. What is going on today? Okay, I'm done putting that up. Okay, yeah. Serious note. Where do you expect? Where can you see Arsenal finishing this season, Bibi?
Ooh, well, this actually, to be fair, I don't know actually. Six. I would say that now. I think top 6.
Wow.
ooh,
You're giving us a lot more. You know what? You're giving us a lot more respect than our own rivals, obviously.
yeah,
I
I think
don't know really. I don't know why. I'm not really. I don't know what's coming. I'm not normally this nice. I don't know what's going on. But no, like I've seen enough of Arsenal for me to the point where I can see them sneaking in final day. But I wouldn't say they'd get there straight away. Like it isn't going to be like a long process. So obviously between now and the end of the season, anything can happen. And with the way that you're playing, and it just seems as though like the players are starting to, play for the manager. You've got rid of the dead wood, which again you've screamed out for God knows how many years. And you've got players now that want to play for the team. Like for me, I genuinely think there is a shout at top 6.
you know you're more optimistic than some
Okay,
Arsenal fans.
and next,
That's a general thing.
you're more optimistic than anybody who spoke about Arsenal this season that I've spoken to. Now, I'm looking at this team sheet. Can you tell me how realistic this team sheet looks compared to what you think is going to go out on the team on the day?
Christ.
And we got some people we're going to add in a second. WSL's in the house. What's up, WSL?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yo, man, you know what you need to do? You need to send me the link to your channel one day so I can put it out for people to go subscribe to you.
Yeah, I'll send you that on Twitter in a few minutes.
Yeah, do that for me.
Yeah, that probably looks about right. The only one you could probably say that would potentially be different is probably Neves for Matinho or Podence for Adama. Other than that, yeah, you're probably looking at that Wolves team, to be honest.
Yeah, because that Arsenal team that Arsenal team that's selected right there is probably the team that I would go for. Except the only difference there could be is if Aubameyang doesn't start from the beginning, you could see maybe a Pepe or Martinelli start. That's it. That's the only difference. Everything else looks the same. For people who can't really see it, it's Leno, Bellerin, Holding, David Luiz, Socrates. What's his name? Suarez. Dennis. Why did I say Dennis Suarez? What the hell's wrong? Cedric Suarez. Midfield of Partey, Xhaka, Saka, Emerson Rowe, Aubameyang, Lacazette. And for you have for Wolves, you have Patricio, Bolly, Cody, Killerman. That's how you say his name, right? Killerman. Yeah, Killerman. Yeah, it's not like Kermorgan or whatever they call them, that city. Then you got what's his name? Semedo, Matinho, Doherty. I can't believe I can say Doherty, but I can't say that other city.
Doherty's gone, mate. He's at Tottenham. It's Dendonka.
Is Doherty at Tottenham though? Like he barely plays, and when he does, he goes missing. So.
He's an Arsenal agent.
He is useless, and I love it.
I'm having a nightmare, boys. I'm having a nightmare. Look, we got Zipped Out in the house too. Zipped Out. Yo. Okay.
Hello.
Who's that right? Who's the left back?
Semedo.
Kiana Hoover. Yeah, he came from Liverpool. He's like, I think he's like 18 or something. He's quite young.
Is that the guy who played against us in the Community Shield?
I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah. When we played Liverpool, yeah.
Yeah, Liverpool, yeah. Kiana Hoover, yeah. You think he's Dutch? He's meant to be quite good.
Okay. Understood. Okay. So yeah, anyone disagree? Are you disagreeing with your team, Bibi, or do you think this is exactly what the team is going to be like on match day?
I think that's probably going to be what the team is. I don't agree with the team necessarily, but that's probably going to be the team. Probably if you was to move every one of our players just a little bit deeper back, then that'd be perfect.
You're more. Would you say you're more pessimistic about your team than other?
Oh, I'm negative. I'm negative as hell. No, I'd say like when you go on a form like you know it's bad when I'm looking at Newcastle United and they're in better form than us. That for me is when I start to scream at alarm bells, to be honest. But no, it's one of them really where I'm just like, I think when we're in good form, obviously a little bit of positivity comes out, but even then, I still wouldn't say I'm massively positive. But when we lose, Jesus Christ, I go off the rails. That's all I can say, really.
And there's been a lot of that this season.
Oh, yeah.
Did someone say Egal is a Spurs agent?
Yeah.
What? Omar, come on, do better than that. That's a bad joke. That's a bad joke. What? I'm so confused. Okay. So we got people coming in here saying it's a wankathon. Now we got people saying I'm a Spurs agent.
Dude, I have no idea what's going on in this chat, bro.
Everything's gone left. You know what it is? The window has been so dead that people have to entertain themselves with imagining people were doing some crazy stuff on screen. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm sure they are entertaining themselves with a wankathon. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna get into it. I just seen some shit on TV the other day, and someone said porn is saving their life during lockdown. Like that's how bad things have gotten. But yo, Zipped Out, how you been, bro?
I'm good, guys. I'm real good. How do you guys feel about the transfer window?
Transfer window has been a 7 out of 10 for me. I don't know about you.
I got
7 out of 10.
Yeah,
I'll go.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, I'll go between you guys. I'll say 6. I would have liked to have I would have liked a permanent signing.
I haven't got a rating for it. It's a good effort in it.
If he got a left back, it'd have gone up.
Kesh, you always find a way to sit on the fence without actually saying it.
It's the obvious though, isn't it? Like it's the obvious. Like we was meant to get rid of these players. I can applaud them for doing it because a few other people that's been in charge before didn't do it. Like Gazzias didn't get rid of Mustafis. Sinelli came in, didn't get rid of Mustafis. Yes, a lot of these players' contract was running out, but the fact that we've gone and done it a lot earlier, and let's not forget, like it's not just based on us clearing the wage bill. It's actually giving a revitalized change room, knowing that certain people in there that's not being cliquey, everyone can get along together. You know what I mean? It builds a better what's it called? What's the word for it? A better cause between the players.
Team chemistry.
Yeah, that's
team
the word.
environment.
Yeah, so hopefully that can spur us on to do well throughout the rest of the season.
Yo, I don't know what happened to people in the comment section today because you guys aren't even asking any questions. You guys just completely went silent.
I mean, someone just said that Dalot is better than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So,
well,
jeez,
that's a bit of a statement.
Yeah.
You know what, Manchester United fans, they don't know if they're coming or going or if they're angry or happy. To me, I don't know how people can be so angry after every single loss after a winning streak. Like if you're winning every single game and then you lose, eventually it's coming. Like right now, if we lose a game, I'm not going to be angry.
Well, exactly. There's only one team in Premier League history that hasn't had a single loss over a season, so just accept it when it comes.
Yeah, but yo, guys, we're gonna wrap up the stream here. Big up to everybody who's watching. Honestly, if you haven't already hit the like button, I don't know what you're wasting your time for. Help us get to at least 100 likes before the stream's done, guys. There's over 90 plus of you. If only 16 of you guys smash that like button right now, we'll get over the hump. That's all I want to see, please. And then you know what, Bibi, thanks for coming on, bro. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, mate.
Right, Zipdow, you gonna say something? Oh, okay.
No, it's all good. Have a good night, guys. We'll do another one later. Take care, guys.
Yeah, big up to Cash, big up to WSL, and then big up to everybody watching. You guys haven't even smashed one like yet since I last said that. How nice of you. How
That's
nice.
right.
Smash that. Yeah, bro. Let's at least get it to 90. Come on, and then I'll turn off the stream.
Everybody's asking questions now that you're ending the stream.
Now they're asking the questions.
Now the questions are coming in.
Well, what questions have I seen? How do you pronounce Egal's channel?
I think there was one about to the Wolves fan. I think it was what 3 Arsenal players would you take if you could take any 3 or something like that.
Where is that?
Yeah,
a bit further up.
That isn't bad, to be fair. I'll probably answer that one now. To be fair, you probably go. If you're looking at, I'd probably say when he's on form, Gabriel, good defender. Thomas Partey, obviously for obvious reasons. No party. And who'd be the other one? I'm trying to probably go with.
You've got to take Cedric, right? He's Portuguese, so you've got to take Cedric.
Leno.
Oh, we have to now. We have to take Portuguese, unfortunately. If you've got any more Portuguese players, I'm sure we'll happily take them off your hands.
Yeah, man. If we get any in the future, we'll just send them your way.
Yeah, we'll send them your way. I was about to say they'll probably have a career-ending career at your lot, and then we'll just sign them up, and then they'll probably be, probably championship players by then. But it's one of them, really.
We'll just do a swap. We'll give you Cedric, and you give us Pedro Neto. We'll just do a straight swap.
Yeah, that'd be a great swap. Great, very beneficial for both teams. We can improve our defensive mentality, and you can improve your team.
Yeah. You know when people say I'm deluded, what do you mean by that? Because I haven't said anything this whole stream to big up Arsenal and take down Wolves. I've literally I could say nothing the whole stream, just sit there quietly, and you guys will still call me deluded. So go shove it. Anyways, we're out of here, people.